r/AskReddit, NSFW, what is the most fucked up thing that happened in Reddit? Relationship advice post by a husband started by saying that his wife isn't the smartest cookie in the jar. The couple was struggling financially, living month to month, but they get by. Had kids too. Wife suddenly gets the genius idea that they could make a bunch of cash if their car crashed and got written off. Happened to one of her friends who won an insurance claim after driving into a ditch and was encouraging others to do so. Husband says no every time wife talks about it, explains reasons why and finally makes her promise not to talk about it at all. Next week, the guy gets a call from the police saying the wife had run into an accident and is in police custody. Turns out the wife had been waiting at a traffic stop, then suddenly accelerated forward during a red light and drove headfirst into a vehicle coming from the other side at top speed. She wasn't injured, but the other vehicle had a mother and a kid who instantly died and another teenage kid in critical condition. Guy visits wife in custody and she acts all proud with no remorse as if she did something great for her family. Dude made the post asking whether he should come clean about her talking to him earlier about the accident and insurance fraud, which will likely change her manslaughter charge to murder and add decades to her sentence. The post stayed up for less than an hour. I think it's less fucked up and more of a cautionary tale, but that shit stuck with me. It was this guy who insisted that he could try heroin recreationally and stop whenever he wanted. Post after post was about his descent into addiction. Really scary stuff. How about that old one where a guy was asking how to leave his abusive wife and take the kids? The wife found the post and killed the kids so he wouldn't have them. Doxing the wrong person, then go we did it, Reddit. Maybe not fucked up in a bad sense, but I certainly found it interesting. The guy who kept finding post-it notes around his apartment, thinking his landlord was sneaking in there and leaving them for him. Commenters urged him to get a carbon monoxide tester, and it turned out his apartment was full of it. He had carbon mono poisoning, and was leaving the post-it notes himself. Reddit saved that guy's life. Edit. Found a link to the BORU post https://www.reddit.com/r/bestoffredditor updates/comments/sajcsif/oop/underscore keeps/_posty/_notes/his/his apartment/. There was a guy in r/Argentina that came asking for help, because his mother had disappeared. The post, edit, link to the OG post, was sticked and the mods were trying to help the case go to the media and the authorities. It was there for a while. His brother had killed her and buried her in their house garden. Edit, holy shit, more than 20k upvotes in my alt account. Thanks. A couple years back there was an AskReddit thread asking about people who accidentally killed someone, what happened? Someone posted on it stating that as children, they used to play at this place in the outskirts of town with a huge river and cliffs. There was this special needs kid that him and a group of other kids pushed off a tall hill on a super rainy day. They freaked out, ditched him and went home, swearing to keep the whole thing a secret from their parents. Apparently the kid went missing, probably died where he fell and his body was scavenged by animals, or he fell into the river while injured because he noticed that the kid was missing and it was on the news. Someone replied to the post and posted an unresolved missing child case from decades ago and it matched the story. He even looked into the poster's Reddit history and noticed that he mentioned moving back to his childhood town, which was the town the missing kid was from. He also posted geographical data of where a river and cliffs would be located within walking distance of a school. The posts were all deleted apparently. I'd say the one where the woman lost her child because her own mother used coconut hair product on her child who had a coconut allergy, knowing the kid was allergic. One that sticks with me was a woman who got violently raped and posted a photo of her beat-up face for support. People dug through her post history and found that she'd at one point posted a pic of her at Halloween with her face in makeup that included makeup bruising. The crowd then decided that she was faking the whole thing for attention and started to harass her non-stop until she posted again with a video of her crying and trying to scrub the real wounds off her face. Who else remembers that guy who posted in the drugs subreddit about how he got a hold of datura seeds and wanted to try them and document his experience, then hours later he was making bizarre posts that were barely coherent, then his account was no longer active since. The Ask a Rapist thread. It was an AskReddit thread that asks rapists what they did, why they did it, etc. It made me want to throw up. The dude whose son sodomized the dog and wrecked his marriage. The pregnant lady whose husband and Phil were convinced she would die in childbirth. We never did find out what happened. Here are mine, which are probably tame in comparison to a lot of contributions here, but anyway. The guy who did a paternity test on his kids who were spread across different ages, and found out he wasn't the biological father to any of them. His wife wouldn't admit to cheating throughout their marriage, and then after a few updates she committed suicide. The boy who accidentally paralyzed his school bully by shoving him away in defense and causing him to accidentally puncture his spinal cord on a sprinkler head. The Examine Death subreddit. The guy who admitted to accidentally fapping to naked dead bodies of Holocaust victims when he was younger. Don't remember where I read it exactly, but I found once a comment of a guy explaining how he was part of a subreddit that wanted to imitate the Truman Show. They basically chose a random person on Reddit and they would follow him around commenting on all the posts he would be active in. Edit. Apparently a few people who took part in that sub, r/the Truman Plan, said that it was actually pretty wholesome for the Truman as they were writing only uplifting comments on his threads, and the Truman said he liked it in the end when they revealed it, so I guess it was not as creepy in this case. The one about the guy that had a whole life while passed out after getting hit by a car. Then he woke up and missed his wife and kids. As a dad, it's my biggest fear, waking up and losing my family. Not sure if it's the same, but the fact that a woman was posting often about her large family, and then her account went quiet, and it turned out that her 2 sons had killed the family and planned to then go on and kill a bunch of others. The baby sister was spared, and another sister played dead so she could wait it out and survived? Really messed up story. Edit. The Beaver family. So messed up and so sad. Edit 2. The Broken Arrow murders. There's info on Wiki, and some comments below explain more. I was going off of memory when I commented and was half asleep. There was one on relationship advice where a guy was asking how to deal with his paranoid wife after she made friends with a fellow mom who suggested his working long hours was him cheating. He wrote a few posts where he detailed this friend being an issue, then how to deal with his wife when she got physically abusive. Eventually he took the kids, put her in some sort of psychiatric facility, and she got out and killed herself. Final post was him saying how the friend that kicked it all off wanted to say words at her funeral and he didn't want her there at all. The guy who posted a series of stories about a foreman who was rude to him on a job site, after a series of update posts about how the company forced the foreman to apologize, then his wife releases an update saying the guy was killed in a car accident. A girl posted a story about how she caught her parents having sex while the mom was dressed in the daughter's clothes. Essentially role-playing as the daughter for some sick fantasy. I believe it was a combined effort between 4chan and Reddit, but both communities en masse voted for the Taylor Swift Sing at Your School contest and in overwhelming fashion made the #1 voted school a school for the deaf. One that sticks with me recently is the one where the woman found out her husband was sleeping with her mother and her twin brothers were actually her husband's kids. There was, for years, a subreddit called Jailbait that was chock full of pictures of young girls in revealing clothing. We're talking like 14 years old or younger. So, that. I want to throw in something recent and funny to kind of provide some grounding from the other stuff in this thread. But it's the guy who humped his GF to music until she asked him to stop. Then he kept doing it without the music, keeping the beat in his head, and she told him she could still tell. /reddit.com/r/w/w/comment/x35I use 6/to/underscore my_20f_my_20f__me_the/. Today I learned that a guy on here blew his own dick off with a revolver, then cooked it and ate it. He also castrated himself with rubber bands. There was an Ask thread looking to hear from people that had legally killed someone. A guy posted saying that he was gaming with his noise-cancelling headphones and an intruder had entered his home and was raping his wife. He didn't hear anything until he removed his headphones, walked into the bedroom, and killed the guy. Every time I put on gaming headphones I think about that couple and wonder how they're doing. The woman who walked in her house in the middle of the day only to hear moaning and sex sounds. When she walked to see what was going on, she found her daughter and husband having sex. The worst part was the daughter was begging her not to do anything because she loved her dad. Her dad had groomed her from a young age, so she had no clue how wrong it all was. There was a post about a woman who wanted to know how to protect herself in the event she were raped, and taken into the woods, or something like that. She wanted to know what evidence could be left behind, or something along those lines. Turned out when people reviewed the ops history, it was a man, and very clearly it was someone trying to plan a crime. I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but it was super fucked up. I hope that person hasn't harmed anyone since the years have passed. The one where someone was talking about blocking people trying to speed in the left lane on the highway. Someone replies saying that happened to them while their friend bled to death from a gunshot wound after an accident at a firing range. Edit. Comment is rising, so I will update as others have pointed out. The accident was actually related to loggers who were in a remote location culling trees. Thread has been linked in replies here. The father with the sociopathic son whom he watched his wife almost beat to death. Edit. https://comment/c93n/i_stood_by_my_wife_to_allowed_my_kill_our/. UTM _source=share_medium =Android_app_name =Android_term=1_content=share_button. That parasite man who loved being covered in parasites, breeding parasites, and worst of all infecting others unknownly. Worst of all, he referred to them as his children. I hope that shit was fake. The man who posted about his wife cheating on him. The wife was real nasty about it when he confronted her and even made him apologize for outing her lover to his wife. The man posts on Reddit, "What should I do? This is still bothering me." Reddit, of course, "Leave that bitch ASAP." So he files for divorce. The day he tells her, the crazy wife then murders their 2 small children while he is asleep in the basement. He updated Reddit a few days later with what happened. It was national news. The only reason I know about it is because I watched a YTVID on it a few weeks ago. My top 3 most fucked up things I've read on Reddit in order. 1. Guy had an ongoing sexual relationship with his mother. 2. The cum box. 3. And who could forget about the guy who had a scat fetish that tried it for the first time and immediately regretted it? Well, it's not fucked up. But I remember that one guy got his Reddit to Spanish and asked how to get it back to English, and everyone replied in Spanish. Sadly, I don't have the link. Sad face. I don't know if disturbing is the right term, but the one where the guy hired the scat fetish provider and had instant regret is one I always think of. reddit.com/r/askreddit/comments/3907wr/serious_redditors_whose_casual_a/crzf7j9 UTM _medium =Android_app_source=share=3 The guy that did a verified AMA about having 2 broken arms so he had his mom jack him off. This led to a sexual relationship with his mom that his dad was aware of. The mill who caused her granddaughter to die from an allergic reaction because she refused to believe her granddaughter was allergic to coconut oil. And Chris Chan. Jesus freaking Christ, Chris Chan. Maybe a little less fucked up, but creepy and memorable. A woman was convinced her doctor boyfriend was giving her date rape drugs regularly because she would wake up in bed with him with no memory of the night before. He insisted they had a normal night and she was perfectly fine and consenting the night before. Someone commented asking if she had any bites or welts. She confirmed she did, and they told her she had bed bugs. She checked her mattress and sure enough, bed bugs. A side effect of bed bug bites is short-term memory loss. I still think about that one.
Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.